Hey, welcome everybody to Battle Pirates Crib. We're in Bounty again, and it appears that our bases have yet been taken over for some reason in October by red tide and a rash of pumpkins. Um, Red tide normally occurs a little earlier in the year, but how is everybody doing? Lady Cat?
Good, and I have no pumpkins and no red tide, and that's fine with me.
Okay, that's interesting. Might be a
HTML5 here,
yeah, file a ticket. I don't have a I
but
don't
I
have
don't
red
have
tide in my
pumpkins.
base, and I need 50 gold.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll just respond to that one
Yeah, I think
when
they
they're
would.
done laughing.
Yeah, buddy's in on the joke but me. And Magic Mike.
I've had better days, but I can't remember when. And all I had to do was refresh my screen, and all that stuff came back.
And those better days could have been yesterday, correct?
Yeah, actually, could have been.
Yeah, already. And how are you doing, Kenny?
Doing pretty well, thanks.
Very good.
Ready for
Visit,
Halloween.
Visiting us from the Great White North. So,
Yep.
yep.
And it actually had snow on the ground, believe it or not. Ugh.
Or
My goodness.
you come
Yeah,
down
the
here, we're in
cobwebs.
the 80s.
That doesn't mean you guys are going to invade again and burn down the White House, are you?
Well, it's in the works, but I don't think Trudeau is capable of planning that far in advance.
Okay. Yeah, it's been, just over 208 years since you guys did that last. But those were proto.
Yeah, we missed the 200th anniversary, so maybe we're aiming for 250.
Okay, alrighty. He won't be as young and cute anymore. Alrighty. And Derpy, how are you doing? Feeling pretty?
Blood in the water. Yeah, that
I
time of the
think it's
month
red
again.
tide. I think it's red tide.
I think it's that time of the month.
What? It's bounty?
Yeah, exactly.
The bounty time of month. All right. Well, let's get going with the slides then. All right. They fixed this last week. It seems that I think it was people that were. I'm not sure if it was people that were running HTML5 couldn't talk to people in Flash, or they just couldn't talk with private messages. Either way, I know there's somebody that watches the show. I'm not sure if he watches it in real time. Was complaining that he couldn't see messages from me until some point on Friday. So that's fixed. Does anybody know if it was like a cross-platform thing or just HTML5? It just was.
My understanding was cross-platform.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And they're making a few modifications to the FM. Removing the 3-day icebreaker and monolith tokens from tier 4.
Already?
Yeah. I mean, did you get to 100 of each, Mike? And now you're.
I probably do.
Yeah. So, we know you'd be upset if you were stuck at like 96 and 97 of those, and couldn't get all the way to 100.
Damn.
Yeah, and adding the Icefall mortar, which is the mortar for the Everest, for 25K. I haven't looked to see what tier that's in. I already own it, so I would take some investment of time trying to figure out where it is. And the K2.
You mean you don't enjoy scrolling through 4 pages of useless prizes?
Well, it's not, it might be useful for somebody. And there's so many collectors out there that they want to make sure they have everything, but I don't know. And then the K2 bombardment system. And they're moving the Praetorian kit to tier 4 from tier 5. Okay. And the Everest is being added to tier 5 at 40K. So I guess it's a step forward. My only issue is why they were doing that. Could we give us a different prize in tier 3 to go to the top shelf? I have like 113 Gale 2s. There's no real purpose for those in the game at this point, at least for me. Maybe there's purpose for some other people. but I don't really see a reason that I
Nope.
need to get to 200 Gale 2s. So I don't know what else you could add in there, but it's not a yeah. So okay, well, let's move on to the next one. Flash update. Okay, I did a little research on this. I didn't have a time to do enough research, and this is not really my field. There is the way I understand it is that Microsoft has released a Windows 10 update that will remove Flash from your operating system, but it does not seem that it is part of at this point in time, part of your normal system update. It's something that you have to go out and actively seek.
I've
But-
noticed. Excuse me. I've noticed in the banner on when I start up my Outlook, or not Outlook, my browser. There's a thing on there to ask you if you want to remove Flash.
Yeah.
Maybe
This is different. This dropped last night or today. This is
okay.
a newer thing. And from what I could understand, it says it's in the Microsoft catalog, that I think it's going to be a automatic update later. I may be wrong on this, so if anybody has any better information, let me know. That it might be an automatic update in January is what the assumption from what I read is. But it's not a forced update at this point in time, or an automatic update, because the fear was that companies that still wanted to use Flash in Windows 10 would just stop all their updates and then get rid of any security related updates. So I think it's an optional update at this point in time, but you still, at this point, also I agree with this, it's not getting removed from Microsoft Edge or Chrome or other places where it's also installed. So does anybody in here or in chat know better or worse or better than I do about this? Okay. So at this point, in time, it should not really be impacting anybody unless they are actively like going out and updating their Windows with everything possible. But to my understanding, there's still like a version of Flash that's in Chrome and a version of Flash that's in Edge that's not in your operating system. And to speak more about HTML5 in total, as far as my experience this week, last week I was discussing the fact that, or week before last, I was discussing the fact that I couldn't even load HTML5 using Chrome. I was able to load it with, and I'll get to the avatar thing in a second. I was able to load it in Firefox, and then they got me on a test server, and then they fixed it. It was hot fixed a couple days later, which was great. But then I went in with Chrome, and I could, when I attacked a target, the base in my ship wouldn't turn red like you normally expect. And when I got into the target, the my firing range, all my auras around my ship were gone. And so I talked about that last Friday. And that still is not fixed if I use Chrome, but if I use Opera GX, that problem has been solved. So, but it still doesn't work in Chrome, which is the recommended browser for the game. So I think moving forward, at least my plan is to have working updated copies of Firefox, Chrome, and Opera GX available to use at any point in time, in case one update of the browser throws off kick sizes HTML5 efforts. So does anybody else have, I guess, any other HTML5 issues? Because I'm going to switch over to the avatars being gone.
I'm actually been running it for a couple weeks now, and it's slowly well, it's almost tolerable now.
Okay.
I've had a few SOSs, and cut and paste doesn't work, which is annoying when you're trying to communicate with friends with coordinates and stuff. But other than that, it's working pretty well.
Yeah, people are complaining that the avatars are gone. Does anybody else play any Facebook games? Because this is coming from Facebook. Because if you look in the leaderboards, you can see who's playing from Facebook and who's playing from other platforms. And from what I've seen on Discord, that this is somehow a Facebook issue. And I'd love to hear from anybody else playing any other Facebook games that share your Facebook avatar to the game, and see if that is a consistent problem, or is this just a Battle Pirates problem, because they're sort of putting out there that this is not our issue, this is Facebook. Are you going to talk about anyone want to talk about their Farmville experience?
I don't know about other games, but I know the icon that shows up in Facebook, or doesn't show up in Facebook, but does in the Kickside launch. So it's related to Facebook for some reason.
Okay, but you haven't played any other games to see if that's...
No.
Okay. I've just been very up this last week. Avatar is gone, so, and can't read messages is another separate issue. The Avatar gone, yeah. And can you read messages now, Bully? Let's see. Okay, and Independent is saying that this is just a Battle Pirates problem as far as the avatars. So, well, let's see. Doesn't bother me that much. Kenny, where's your avatar?
What do you mean, where is it?
You used to have one. Now, in the are you watching? Are you
Oh.
watching the show?
Yeah, it's gone. It was.
Okay.
I'll have to put another one there.
Oh, good. I just thought it was topical. So let's move on. All right, the calendar. Right now, we're going to get I guess we're going to get a CM diary coming maybe tomorrow, and that should update us on all the events. And as far as Lady Cat, you checked it on this earlier. The contest, the PETA contest, that ends today.
Correct.
Okay. So yeah, you need to get in all your posts. All your pets wearing costumes right away. So in order to be qualified. So let's take a look at the PvE calendars. All right. So next week we're having Pillage, where we're going to get 10 more of the the blacklight missiles and whatever else, and the flag. So, and then the raid just seems so soon. And it says we may plan a special activity. I think we're running pretty close to the end of the ability to run the October, since it's the 28th, to run an activity this month.
Yeah, I think that special ability was your blood in the water.
Is that an activity?
Well, if you look at it, your eyes hurt, so it's it's comparable to other gameplay experiences in that way.
Yeah, Jason, I don't know. I would file a ticket. I don't really know about the Red Sea and the base.
That's their prank or whatever. I don't know.
All right, and then yada yada yada. So, and hopefully everybody's saving their FM tokens. And we'll get a little bit more into that, why you're saving your FM tokens from this week and hopefully last week, if available, whatever. But definitely from this week, because we're going to have a flagship coming out next week, and you're going to be getting. Let's go to the next slide. I think that'll explain it better. The Cyber Strike. We're going to be getting 8 build tokens for the Photon ECM. So the preference would be to spend these Photon ECM build tokens on building out your fleet and saving your FM tokens for whatever the flag is that comes out in Pillage, because you can't use these on the flag, but you can store up chests and whatnot and use the FM ones on the flag. So
Yeah, this Cyber Strike's going to hurt, folks.
have you started it?
I did prize pack 1, encounter 1 for an hour and a half.
Wow.
Hour and 25. I've never had it. My experience is it's never that bad on encounter 1 of prize pack 1. Usually prize pack you can get through pretty good, but I was quite shocked.
Okay. So I assume your ships are not in good shape, because I was going to have somebody start doing that just so we could see what targets we were expecting.
Well, they're an hour and 18 minutes away from being in good shape.
Okay.
I wish I'd have said something.
Well, they're zealot targets.
I use zealots, yeah.
And they're designed. They're the ones we had in that raid, right?
They're a little different. That first encounter was new to me. I don't remember it, but similar. I mean, same style.
Okay.
Okay, you got 1 hour and 20 something, or 1 hour and 30 minutes on the first encounter. James got 1 hour and 5 minutes on the whole prize pack. But
then I did something really wrong, or I have to see what I did. That's good news. That makes me feel a little better.
Okay. Round 2 was a pillage. Okay, so prize pack 1, round 2 pillage targets, and yes, they are zealot targets. So
so wait a minute. Prize pack 1, the whole prize pack was how many?
5 hours. I'm sorry, 5 hours damage. Okay.
Yeah, 5 hours and 40 minutes. Well, that's an auto. Wait a minute. I'm reading somebody else's.
X1 fleet, slapping driving, 4.5 hours damage, prize pack 1.
That's kind of a lot.
That's still a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can do it again and, with the damage, because I'm not going to do it until I, get myself situated again. So if you want, we can go and look at it. I just have to restart it.
Okay, so Dynamite got 5 hours, 40 minutes, round 1 on auto. And then Bully got it for 4.5 hours with sloppy driving. So I'm curious what targets they are. Because this is it's sort of an important one to get done.
Yep.
In order to get all the Black Light missiles, the upgrade tokens, the build tokens, in order to get ready for the raid. This is pretty important.
Look at a second.
Should be similar to those MK. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah, if anyone's got an X1 Photon ECM, let me know, because you're in the future.
See anyone say X1? Okay. So yeah, with these repair times, it's Lady Cat and Mike, you're going to be cybering all weekend, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The second one looks like a familiar target.
Okay. So yeah, it looks like it looks like a lot of cybering is going to be going on if we have to wait, hours between for repair time. So and this is has anybody tried the next one? The next one. Next slide.
Oh God. Yeah, it's gonna be the same. It's gonna be
Yeah.
Zelt for both of them.
Yeah, Zealous for both of them. If it's the same targets on both of them,
Oh God.
why? Or 11. Okay, maybe we're in different time zones. That could be explained.
Yeah, you get extra damage per time zone. You know.
Well, Dynamite's saying somebody's going at 11 o'clock where they going at 4, but the time zone's different. But maybe this is the same target. I don't know. It doesn't sound like it would be a good thing if there's that much damage that we have the same target in both of these. And I don't know which one would be expected to be the easier target, because we got similar prizes as far as the armors, where we were able to pretty easily auto the targets with our Everest last time. Isn't that right, as far as getting all the invader plates and sort of similar prizes?
Yeah, there was definitely one of those.
Yeah. So hopefully they tone down the damage on this, and especially if they're the same target, because it doesn't sound.
I'm checking on that right now.
Okay.
Battle's currently loading for the Shadow and Flame encounter one, and it is a Zealot target. It's this one right here.
Mm-hmm.
So this one does look. Oh, this one looks like. No, this was one of the VXP targets. And yeah,
is the first encounter as a VXP target?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, and it's.
I mean, a VXP or an X target? Just a VXP target? It's huge for VXP.
I've seen this before.
Yeah.
I think this was a VXP target.
It's a huge target for VXP, but I don't doubt you on that. I mean,
I'm remembering that. Yeah. Yep. I'm remembering this one.
Yeah.
Don't know how much damage I'm going to get. Don't know what gives the most damage. I mean, I'll just let it auto. I can report back later.
Okay. And this is Mike, is this the same target that you saw in the Cyber Strike?
I think so. When I'm doing one myself and I'm looking at the other screen.
Okay. Franco's saying it's the same as Cyber Strike.
It does look the same.
Okay.
But I don't know why it wasn't familiar to me yet.
Well, because we didn't ever hit it with a full fleet. It was just suicide your ship, and unless you coined Zealots on day one, but I don't really remember that.
No, I don't do that.
Okay. Yeah, Franco, the deliverer of our bounty splash screens is confirming that this is basically, at this point, appears to be the same targets. So, does that make sense? It's like, I mean, maybe if you just want to make sure our ships are dead, but as far as like gameplay, like, we're going to deliver 2 new TLCs, different prizes, same target. It doesn't, considering, I'm going to go back to Lady Cat, we have to hit this target. Well, there's 4 the first time, so 4, 5, 7, 12, 16, plus 35. So 40. Wait, is that right? Yeah, it's 7 targets times 5, so 35 plus.
Now you've got 51 targets per TLC.
Okay, yeah, and so you have to hit 102 of basically the same set of targets.
God damn, that's boring as hell.
And now you know why I quit doing bounty.
Yeah, but if they release them over, if they release this one shadow and flame in, I don't know, next week or 2 weeks from now or whatnot. Yeah. Yeah, they shouldn't have been using the same targets for both of them. If you want to keep on sharing, Derpy, I can flash over so people can realize what the targets look like. That
Yeah. This is encounter number 2. It was the auto target of the first raid, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And like people were saying, was also the 141 in Pillage.
Yeah.
It wasn't a bad one. None of these targets are bad by themselves. I mean, this one I'm going to auto the whole thing here, and none of them were bad by themselves. But if you do it 100 times,
yeah, or 102 times.
yeah. Is it actually 102 times? Yeah, it is. 102 targets. Granted, there's probably 7 varieties of those. So.
Yeah. But the same. Yeah. I mean, maybe you get good at it at some point, but yeah.
Yeah, I'll get much better auto in it on the 16th attempt.
Well, I don't think I get the impression with the damage levels that we're seeing, that people are seeing in chat. I don't think you're going to be able to auto the whole thing.
Well, I'm not driving it, so.
Okay. Well, it seems like some of those later levels. I don't think they're going to change. To an adverse target.
The only potential is a reduction in damage. I don't see changing around the target set, but
yeah, you could see.
I mean, maybe they'll give everyone out a free remote Raiders crew.
I actually won one last week.
You're winning exclusive crews. You're on a test server. What else is going on here?
Yes, with the fact that I'm going to have to do 8 targets per. Yeah, it's not. So many times. One is not going to. One's not going to get it done. So. Seems to be 20% more damage from the other Pillage. Okay. All right, we'll get a quick look at encounter 3.
I'm already up to 2.5 hours of damage.
Okay.
This was the auto target from the second raid in the series. I could auto this one for less damage than I could get driving it. I have no idea why, but
we also saw that with the second target too, didn't we? When it got introduced to Pillage.
In Pillage, yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But this one, out of all the times we've seen it, I think I have one time it was lower driving repair than auto.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe on Friday we go through, I don't know, remind people of the mechanics of how these things work. I don't know. Or maybe we get back to it. All right. Lady Cat, let's see what's next. All right. Bounty 38. All right. Let's go to the next. Dynamite's saying it's not advisable to auto 4 in his opinion. So we'll get back. They've changed the targets in Bounty 38. There's multiple. They've created a tier system: Captain, Quartermaster, and Powder Monkey. There's multiple targets per class, but when you play it on the water without clicking on them, you can see what class what tier it is. So I guess that's an improvement. It would have been cooler, I think, if I think a lot of people would have been like to just sort of glance over and see if it's a 94, it's a 72, it's a 62, or 97, whatever numbers.
Yeah. There's. You said 2 or 3. I found. I think it's 2, maybe 3 per class there. I think I've hit all of them.
Okay. I heard the with the 97 is still an easy one, and that's in the first
Actually,
class.
don't know I've hit the 97 yet.
Okay. All right. Let's see what this one looks like. So how much? And now you're in. This is number 4.
I'm at number 4, and I'm at 3 hours 46 before starting this.
Yeah, okay. You can see that it's not advisable to auto 4, in my opinion, according to Dynamite. So, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, they're splitting up.
Yeah.
This was the one this wasn't that one. This was a raid target, but I'm going to stack them together and, go around the outside here. I mean, each of these individual targets in raid we could probably do these for instant repair in raid time, driving it, if we got lucky, paying attention to detail, using crews on half repair. But yeah, this does seem like it's a pretty difficult TLC. I might wait off on, I don't know if they're going to make any changes.
Well, Dynamite also says it's directional entrance. So I
believe that.
Yeah, you could choose your own angle of attack into the target. So tier 4, you flipped over to drive it. Yeah. Oh yeah. With these little, oh my God, these little spinny things. And okay, so not spinning anymore.
What aren't?
Well, remember when these first, the thing with the nasty little auras.
Yeah,
remember they used to spin, right?
They're doing some spinning. I mean,
well, I think they're just moving.
The auras used to, but the auras are now fixed in place.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Relative to the Valkyrie.
Yeah. No, I'm not looking forward to hitting 100.
Well, only half my fleet dead from the encounter number or price pack 1 here.
Okay. So we're looking closer to 6 arrows of damage.
It's not quite half, but yeah.
Now Lucius does like the Red Sea though, so yeah, that seems to be quite a controversial item. Some people hate it.
It's better now. I can go to my base in a second here.
Okay.
448.
Okay. All right.
I think they changed the Red Sea a little bit.
Yeah, it was really bad earlier. Now it's
it was solid before. Now it's got some.
You'll see in a second. Now that there's this blue area around the land.
Okay.
So was it all red before?
Yeah.
And this is way better.
Now it looks more like Red Tide.
Oh, it looks gross and nasty, but it's better.
Okay, well, I'm going to go back to the slides. And so there's 2 to 3, basically there's 2 to 3 different targets inside of each tier, correct? And you see the range of points from 1,000 to 1,400, 1,500 to 2,500, and then 3,000 to 4,000, and then the corresponding blitz costs. As far as the targets go, Derpy, you said you've hit all of them except for potentially the 97?
Yeah, and I guess I just found a 97, so I can go ahead and do this one. It's probably the best one to hit. If it's the same 97, all these targets look very similar, or most of these. Half Centaurs is a bit different. That's the 107. They all look similar to what we've seen before. I would not hit the 93 at all. Yeah, the 97 is going to be the one to go for. Come in here, kill the gate, run away. If you use a crew, it will help. I kill the 2 piranhas and then go through the base. It's the same as last time. Everything else, each individual target is, I'm saying each individual target is good and fun to hit as a base, as playing the game. But when you have to do, or when at least we think we have to do, however many hundred of them or dozen or whatever it is, I don't know that the damage is really worth it. I mean, some of them you get 1,000 points, 2,000 points for doing it. If you mess up, it hurts. So I really don't know. I don't know how happy I am about bounty. No idea how many points I want. It's just upgrades, so maybe I'm not missing out on too much. But if you are doing something, the 97's the way to go. Kill the piranhas. Probably 5 minutes on map. Come back, and that will be fairly low damage. I can't tell what version this is. I can't see the name under there. I think I was guess it's.
Well, it's a quartermaster, so that's
okay.
That
and you
that
know that
is
from
looking at your screen.
from how? Okay, so you saw it earlier.
No.
In the target.
No, it says it right on, when you click on it. It says
Okay.
quartermaster.
Well, that's the mid-tier one. So
Yeah, so that one you're getting you're getting 1,500 to 2,500 points,
which is slightly less, which is less than it was before. So
yeah, because they were all.
I mean, last time it was
all
giving you
the same amount,
2.4k
right?
every time. Yeah. So they've probably cut our points that we get per target. But we do have some more variety of targets. I don't really know how many are actually worth it to hit. Some of the powder keg ones, or the powder monkeys, are really, really easy, or at least really, really simple. Look like they were designed by someone who didn't really know what their base building is, which is, I guess, the idea of them, make them easy. Well, they're not really easy. They're just, simple and weird layouts, I guess. One of them has like 4 piranhas in there. The other one has it's like a square base.
Okay.
I don't really know that the 97 does seem the best one to hit to me as of right now.
Still kind of a lot of damage. You
Yeah,
have to hit a bunch of them.
yeah. I mean, you have to hit a lot of them, and I don't know how fun this event will be for me this time.
It takes a lot of time.
And your fleet only has 2 hours of repair time in it, so you can't even hit like a bunch of challenging targets and walk away for 12 hours. You have to sort of be hitting a whole bunch of them very frequently. Well, 2.5k for that one, so that's better than last bounty.
You got the max.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm up to 20,000. I've spent 31 coins to get 20,000 points, and some of that was because I did bad driving and serviced inside a gatekeeper serviced and smacked me.
Okay.
I didn't use my hero, but I'm not super excited about this bounty.
You only got 20 minutes of damage, so between 5.
Yeah, it might be instant.
Yeah, looks close to it.
Or use a fearless splitters and get it there.
Yeah.
You can't really use trenchers because they don't kill the whatchamacallit. I guess I'm going to try my hell swarms on one of those 68s or 64s or whatever. And I can do that off camera if you prefer. But there's more variety of targets to hit. It might be fun for a little while. Yeah, the higher ones are a bit harder. 93 is pretty much impossible.
And the 93 is in, remember which category?
It's the captain one.
Okay.
The highest. Here's one of the powder monkeys, the lowest ones. It looks like a square base. There's a bunch of decimators and mongoose around this. I guess the challenging part here will be killing this piranha with my hell swarms. And I was going to take that on the island here. There's a couple gatekeepers here and at the front of the gates. So.
I don't know. Should we move on to the?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay, let's move on to the Another slide, Lady Cat. All right. One of the prizes is the Armageddon Scattergun. It's tier 9 over tier 8. You see a 53% increase in power consumption over the tier 8 version. You see a doubling of the armor that's added. The ranges are similar. The projectile speed slowed way down. But the splash and spread have changed to make it more damaging for a stacked fleet. And the damage has gone from 200,000 to 4 million. So,
Yeah, I guess what would you compare this against? A Farsight and Decimator, or rather Farsight and Hellmouth and Mongoose? Looks like a long range turret for your.
yeah, well, I compared it to the Chimera.
Yeah, well, no one used that one anyway, so.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying as far as this is the
Well,
next
it's clearly
gen.
better than the tier 8 one, yeah, but how does it fit in the tier 9 lineup?
I haven't gone that far.
Yeah. I have not either, but
Yeah, it's I've always sort of like the stats don't seem to always matter on these as far as the PV. A lot of it, you just sort of need to see it in action to figure out how it's going to work.
yeah, I haven't noticed it in any of the Kickstarter employee bases, but I also haven't been paying a ton of attention. It might be in there, and I'm not seeing it. It might not be in there.
Okay. In theory, it should be in there.
Yeah, I would expect it to. It's not in this one for sure.
Okay. Alrighty.
No, my ECM is not really far enough built to try this DLC.
No. Not mine. If anybody's is, let us know. And we'll put you on, and you can run through the TLC, and we can see how that works. But if not, let's go to the next slide. See how Derpy's doing in the.
I'm killing someone's dock.
Okay.
Whoever's base that is.
All right, we have a new tier 9 PvP engine, the Tactical Onslaught, which is most directly comparable to the Onslaught. It seems like you're basically trading off half of your evade. You're going from 21 in the older version down to 10, but you get 50% tactical field resistance.
Tactical field resistance is a pretty important stat, especially if that stacks with, say, the armor that has another 50% and the one of the specials. That seems like a pretty good trade-off to make.
Okay. Alrighty. And one more. I think this is the upgrades. All right, we have the upgrade on the left for the Hellswarm. We have a Berserk that's adding 150% combat speed / move speed. And
I don't know if it's adding that or setting it equal to 150%.
Okay.
So your ship either goes 1.5x the speed, or it goes 2.5x the speed.
I'm assuming 1.5.
That's my assumption as well.
Yeah. So a 50% increase. Well,
that's
how
my
much
assumption.
is the 30 seconds? 30 seconds, I can't see 2.5.
No, there's no way.
Yeah, so it's got to be a 50% increase.
So if it's at 18, it now goes to 27. Is the idea?
Yeah. So, yeah, with that duration, and I'm assuming you're going to keep on taking that, that amount of damage, with a 30-second duration. That duration seems really long for most Berserks, or all Berserks. And then we have on the right, we have the Gatekeeper upgrade, where they've also added an armor slot, and they've restored the aura transfer rate from what it was originally every 0.2 seconds, which then got nerfed to every 0.4 seconds. And this seems, I don't know, does the Gatekeeper have a place to make a comeback?
It made a comeback in terms of doing damage because you could pair it with the Overlord, and people would take long enough to get into the back of your base that your Gatekeeper could pop up and be useful.
Okay.
I don't know that its healing ability is still impressive, even if you double the rate.
Yeah, and it's not really a
Yeah,
transfer.
I don't know that it is.
And I thought the transfer, with the original one, the transfer threshold was higher, meaning I think it was closer to 75% or somewhere in that neighborhood.
Yeah.
So you only need to take 25% damage, and it's not really a transfer because, you know, the Gatekeeper isn't
The
losing health.
Gatekeeper doesn't lose health, yeah.
Yeah, so it's not a transfer; it's just an addition. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and I don't know. Do you have anybody have a preference of one over the other? Based on
I would pick the Hellswarm, but
okay, and they're both friendly. It says it on both of them, so just keep that in mind. Alrighty. Oh yeah, and I think all we have left is the new store and how much stuff costs. All right, it's $25K for the Armageddon. That's not spelled right, is it? I didn't. That's not my fault if it wasn't. I just copied and
let's
pasted.
see. Well,
I could be wrong. It could be wrong.
oh,
I guess it is
wow.
2Ds. They spelled it either that or they spell it wrong consistently.
It looks like it's correct.
It looks wrong though, right? The 2Ds.
It looks wrong. I mean, it's the name of a movie.
Okay. It just when I looked at it, it just looked wrong. Let's see.
Yeah, I think it is spelled with two D's.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you just don't normally see the double D's just hanging out there. So yeah. I currently use one Gatekeeper, mostly for missed timings and a chance to do damage when that happens. Before a gate can. Okay. Alrighty. Tactical Onslaught Engine is $15K. And then, we got the $50,000 skin, the $30,000 point skin, and the Hellswarm upgrade kit and the Gatekeeper upgrade kit. How much is a upgrading a? It's
I'll bet anything it's 200.
Okay, so you need to get claimed 2 of these. So 20,000 to go from U0 to U1 on your Hellswarm and Gatekeeper. So,
and let me go ahead and check the build time right now.
Okay.
8 days, at least at my upgrade level, for 200.
200.
Yeah, you get some from the TLC. Be aware of that.
Yeah.
I don't know that this is a must-have. I mean, I don't like PvP upgrades. I like upgrades, but
yeah, you get 5 days of upgrade tokens for the Hellswarm in Shadow in Flame. So,
yeah, and a bunch of other kits and stuff. Yeah, this bounty isn't super exciting. The turret might be the best part, but
yeah, because Shadow in Flame looks like it's it might be an easier way to. Well, it really depends on how these targets work out. Maybe that's why these targets are so difficult. As far as, could you go back to Shadow and Flame, Lady Cat?
Yeah.
Because we're looking at the 10,000 per 100, and we're getting price pack 1 is 100, price pack 2 is another 100. But if the damage levels stay as high as what we've seen, then price pack 3 feels like the sweet spot as far as, all those armors, and then 200 kits, which would allow you to upgrade a second ship. if they change anything or whatnot, this might be a better place to get those kits and armors that are also available in Bounty. So, well, do we have much else to discuss? We've gotten Bounty and the TLCs out of the way. HTML5 issues. Changes to the FM. Is there anything else we should be discussing?
Well, do we have any ideas on the Photon ECM? I mean, at this point, I'm thinking go with an evade setup.
Yeah, are you thinking evade all 5 or evade on the flag and one other ship?
I was thinking evade all 5. The countermeasures we had didn't seem to be working very well. It was like 10-12% effective.
Yeah.
Even though you already have built-in anti-missile accuracy 25%, you add a special that gives you even more. It still didn't work very well. So I'm thinking we smack out, put all damage on, put on guidance score number 3, agility 4, maybe hyper 30 if you think speed's important. I was going to go on all 5 because I'm getting kind of lazy with these. I just want them all the same. And this last slot, I guess high-speed missile jets is the option a lot of people are going to go for.
Yeah.
Lower penetrative mount seems decent at first until you get to having the U3X1 upgrade and already have an evade, and the combat speed loss isn't great. Yeah.
And does that that doesn't stack? But they look like
it does. Yeah, it stacks, which is the crazy part about it.
Yeah.
So this says I have 94% evade.
Yeah.
This is not 94% evade. That's a lie. Tactical Lab is displaying wrong. So this 94% evade is actually 79% evade. So just be aware this evade stat doesn't.
Okay. Well,
correctly.
Take it. Okay. So it's adding 30% evade. Take that off. And what was it before?
Before it says it's 84, but it's actually not that. It's actually it's actually 71.
Take off the guidance grandfather then.
Yeah. This is also a lie. It's not 48. It's less than that.
Wait, how do you know? Okay. What is the base on this ship? I mean, that's what I'm trying to.
Okay, right here it says it's 35 in my shipyard blank. Right. Let me go to the Intel lab. It was 35 then. The Intel lab.
Okay.
No, it's not. But the Intel lab, if I go find it here, says it's 15. Because the tactical lab gives a plus 20% evade, which is supposed to be working how evade works and doing the math stuff, meaning you can't ever go over 100. But it's adding wrong. It's straight up adding to your ship when you're in the shipyard mode. So it already it's displaying correctly. So you can get over 100% evade on paper or in this shipyard displaying wrong, but
let's get it above 100. Let's do that.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
because I want to see that because that's something that they should definitely fix. Because I haven't really got that far with the builds because I'm waiting to see. At this point, I'm waiting to see what the flag looks like.
Yeah, I should probably save my FM tokens from this month or from this week rather, and next week when we get the flag for the flag. Okay, you ready for over 100?
Yeah.
105%, baby. How high can we go?
Yeah.
Do you have any weapons that give you evade?
There used to be some old ones that, under blueprints. They're not limited. There were some. I think there were some old cannons. There might have been, torpedoes. So maybe you're not even gonna be able to put it on here.
No, I don't think so. Maybe torpedoes. But I mean, you can change that to special for an evade special and do all kinds of things. But this is a build that someone might reasonably come up with. It will tell them they have 105% evade.
Yeah.
when actually they had 85 plus 0.2 times 0.1 minus 0.85. When actually they have 88% evade.
Yeah, they need to fix this because this is not. Is this? I didn't know about this problem before. Are you
Apparently,
seeing?
it's been happening for months.
Oh, really? Okay. So this happens with multiple hulls that they're not.
Yeah, it happens with the Punisher,
Okay.
Hunter MK2.
Okay.
I think all tier 9, 9.5 PvE stuff. It's the maxed out bonus from your tactical lab.
Okay, so they screwed the pooch somewhere. Wow, that's I have not been playing around with builds that much to realize that that's off like that.
And also realize this survival number is wrong. I mean, it doesn't calculate in the aura and say turret defense if you have that or anything.
It's wrong. It's wrong, meaning it's not
recalculated. It's not adding in the whole bonuses. So if you want to figure out that, you have to add that in yourself. But I digress.
Well, that's wrong because it never really did that as far as
it can't. It never did that. But people just compare based off this. You can't just do that. Anyway, I was planning on going.
But the evade thing is wrong. But
that's straight wrong.
The survival is that's just the way it works because you may not have them within the range of 40 at that point in time.
Yeah.
So that's another issue.
Yeah. But this was my plan.
Okay. So you got a Gun Scrambler 3 for the ladies' engine. Penetrated.
Yeah. Maybe Hyper 30 instead, actually. I don't know.
Yeah. And it seems like a fairly straightforward build. I don't see anything tricky in there. What's the bottom one?
High-speed missile jets. That's the one I'm not super happy with, but
yeah. Okay.
Combat speed. That might be fib.
Yeah, seems quite reasonable. I don't see any. It's not controversial in any way. It's maybe the Hyper 30 would be, but that's the only. I guess the other issue would be the other issue of controversy would be the number of armors or the distribution.
Yeah, that's fair, but
whether you put the CMs on them or not. You know, because you're going to be forced to go down to the strobe light because we won't have more than 40 at that point in time. So, there's. I mean, it sort of feels like the flag needs to come and somehow sort this out.
I don't think it will. I don't think Kickstarter will release their raid strategy guide. I don't think. I don't even know if the targets are finalized. I don't. Yeah.
Pull the trigger in 2 arrows and fire during the raid.
I guess we have to wait to build our ships till we actually get the raid briefing now, or actually see the raid targets now.
Sorry. Okay. Well. I wish you'd mentioned the evade. I would have brought that evade point up way earlier if I'd known it was that far off, because that's calculated completely wrong. And you say this is going across. It's just not this hall. I mean, it's like
it's all 9. It's everything the TAC Lab bonus is applied to.
Okay. And have you talked to anybody at Kickside confirming or?
I have not. There's a moderator who's also aware of this and has apparently been bringing it up for a few months. So, in another few months, they might acknowledge the issue as a bug. But it doesn't affect combat.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to post a link in case anybody wants to join the after show. And we'll see you on Friday when, I don't know, are we going to have the results of the PETA contest?
Don't
Well,
know.
that's the potential, you know. Those results may be delayed as in others, and we'll ask for, you know, we can bypass the kickside decision and award the prizes ourselves.
That's always a choice, you know. And you know, who knows how they're going to count the mail-in votes? You know, are they
Mhm.
going to wait? You know, are they going to throw those away? We have no idea. But the link is out there in case anybody would like to join. And we'll see you on Friday, and you know, and try and break that kind of news for all you guys that are so nice to show up every week or twice a week. So, alrighty,
You're welcome.
all right, we'll see you all on Friday.
Good night, all.
Night.